brief, very crisp, to the point. Thank you. We're starting there.
All right, thank you very much. I hope I'm audible. Zizi Masbongo Wuti, you are still well and very sharp. We really appreciate you pouring into us as you always have. My name is Kawega Zikumalo. I am from an organization called Swazi Lives Matter Global Solidarity Movement. And of course, I'm going to ask a question that relates to the issue of Swaziland. And because of time, I'm going to be very short. And it's unfortunate that, the platform, because of time again, is not going to allow one to really ask the question. We've spoken about foreign policy of South Africa. We've seen South Africa's intense support insofar as solidarity is concerned. And we know the historic, ties of South Africa and the liberation movement. And that includes the role that Eswatini themselves, not the royal family, played in the liberation of South Africa. Today, we sit with constitutional impunity that has continued for more than 40 years in Swaziland. We have 2 MPs who have been recently sentenced to 68 years because they've asked for political reforms in Swaziland, which is a stone drop away from South Africa. We also have a prominent human rights lawyer who was murdered last year. A case that has not been solved, but we have not seen nor heard so much from South Africa. And Zizi, when you answer this for me, it's a plea from me. Don't answer it because I'm asking. Answer it because Eswatini back home are asking, what is it that we are not doing? What is it that we should be doing for us to at least have the support? And the support in engagements like this, it is so difficult to engage on the issue of Swaziland. That would be my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The second question. Now, and allow His Excellency to respond.
When, with regard to the question raised about Eswatini, at the time that there were the big demonstrations, Eswatini, and that included banning of shops and so on, at that time, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I contacted His Majesty King Mswati, basically to say to him what is to be done in the light of that situation. In the context of that discussion, I said to him that I wanted to engage the people, the population, Eswatini, to find out from them what is the problem, how to solve it. So what happened was that we then constituted a team which spoke to everybody, Eswatini, Pudemo, the EFF of Eswatini, the Communist Party of Eswatini, the trade unions, the traditional leaders, even the government, to discuss that question. What's the problem? What's the solution? Everybody responded. We put a report together about all of that. And as I'd said to His Majesty that I'd really want to listen to the population, Eswatini, to hear from them what they think about their country and its future in order to come back to him. We prepared the report. I went to Eswatini to meet His Majesty, carrying the report, to engage him. Unfortunately, he felt very sick while we were there. He got very sick. And then he was, I believe him, he actually got sick. I left a report, and then to cut a long story short, I saw him quite recently to say to him there is this outstanding meeting between him and me, because I still owe him that report. So he has agreed. So that's the next going to happen. I'm saying this to say, I'm talking about our own intervention. We are doing this thing from the position of the Thabo Mbeki Foundation. Indeed, very conscious of the role that Amaswati played in our own liberation. As you know, I spent some time in Eswatini as part of our struggle. And I say this publicly, that our best defender was the late King Sobhuza. Really defended us against this regime, the apartheid regime. So very, very conscious of the role that Amaswati played in terms of our struggle, and conscious of the challenges that the country faces. That is our own intervention. The government side has intervened on the matter of Eswatini. There are some bilateral agreements, but mainly through SADC. I don't want to talk about that, but clearly that SADC intervention has not taken us anywhere. So what I'm trying to say to you is that therefore from my point of view and the point of view of our foundation, I've agreed with His Majesty, King Mswati, that we need to have this meeting that we had agreed, so that I can then give him a complete report of what the people of Eswatini have said to us about what the problem is and what their proposal is about how the matter should be solved. So we are not by any means, as you can see, ignoring Eswatini. It's a very practical matter. And as I say that when we constituted our team, we said to them they need to talk to everybody, including the cabinet. Fortunately, the Prime Minister then, not the current one, agreed to that, and indeed we met with the cabinet. Talked to the staff, His Majesty's own staff. So it's a comprehensive report, and I'm hoping that when we do engage with His Majesty, that will produce some movement. I'm hoping that would be. It will encourage His Majesty to respond positively to what his own people have said to us. And certainly, therefore, we will not, under any circumstances, forget about Eswatini. So that's a practical intervention that we've made, and I'm saying again, I'm hoping that it will produce the necessary results.